The 129th Ohio General Assembly will convene soon to get started in a new year. And to join me and talk about what's going to be happening in the new legislative process year is Ohio State Bar Association Assistant Executive Director for Public Affairs, Government Relations, and Diversity Initiatives, Bill Weisenberg, and Steve Stover, Legislative Counsel for the Ohio State Bar Association. Gentlemen,
hi, Stephanie.
Thank you very much for joining.
Good afternoon.
I want to start off, Bill, to talk about the fact that Ohio State Bar Association is even involved in the legislative process.
Stephanie, the Constitution of the Bar Association speaks to advancing the law, the improvement of the administration of justice and legal reform. As an organization of lawyers and judges, we feel we are in a unique situation to offer counsel and advice to the General Assembly on the development of public policy which will enhance and improve our system of justice in Ohio. Also, we have a number of proposals that enhance economic development in this state, make Ohio a more friendly place to do business, and enhance our stature in the marketplace across the United States. The Ohio State Bar Association has a comprehensive procedure in place by which committees and sections of the association, populated by lawyers from all different walks of life, review and examine the law, evolving case law, evolving trends, what is occurring in other states, to determine if the law is current in its application and how it can be improved. And then through the committee process, evolves proposals that go to the Council of Delegates of the association, an elected body of over 150 people from across the state. These proposals are vetted through a committee process. They are reviewed by multiple committees. They then are published for comment. They are debated by the Council of Delegates. And if approved by the Council of Delegates, they then become policy of the association. And this is a very comprehensive process. And during that time, Steve and I will send out to all the committees and sections, when these proposals are ready for publication, a memorandum indicating who the contact people are in the committees proposing them and copies of the proposal. So there's an opportunity for people to review them. They are also published in the Ohio State Bar Association report, both in hard copy and then online, and so they're available from a multitude of sources. We also review many pieces of legislation, and Steve monitors the day-to-day activity of the association, spearheads the effort for our sponsored bills, but then we review bills from other sources to determine what impact they have on the administration of justice in the system. We send those out to the committees of the association, sometimes multiple committees that may all have differing views. They are then reviewed by the Board of Governors of the association, first by the Government Affairs Committee. A recommendation is made, and then based upon what the Board of Governors determines, then it becomes the position of the association. The one thing that's very unique about the Ohio State Bar, and has served it very well for many, many years, is we speak with one voice. We speak as the Ohio State Bar Association. We don't speak as a committee. We don't speak as a section. We speak as the association. We're also called upon to facilitate discussion when there may be an issue that has lots of different parties involved, and we serve as a resource for members of the General Assembly and others.
To emphasize what Bill said, there are two types of legislative. One are bills initiated by our committees through our Council of Delegates. Once the Council of Delegates approves it, it becomes the official policy of the OSBA, and then we find a sponsor, and Bill and I then shepherd it through the Ohio General Assembly. Similarly, bills from other places, we review them through our committees, and then, as Bill said, the Board of Governors then will take a position on it, and those are bills that are not part of the OSBA legislation program.
Well, before we can look forward to what will happen in the new General Assembly, I wanted to talk about what happened in the previous General Assembly related to OSBA-initiated legislation. And Steve, can you kind of briefly go over what happened?
Well, the 128th General Assembly, I think Bill will agree, is one of the least active in our 35 to 40 years around the State House. The General Assembly was only there for part of 2009 and about the first 5 months of 2010. We were able to enact 4 of the 9 OSBA bills that we had targeted for this session. One was Senate Bill 106, which was effective in March of 2010. It's a 4-part probate bill, 4 proposals. One to clarify that revocable trust provisions affecting a spouse are nullified after divorce. It was simply a clarification. Secondly, to discuss the savings statute and statutes of limitations in probate matters. Number 3, to increase the termination of small guardianships and increase the amount for settlement of an injury to a ward or a ward's property which hadn't been changed for 25 years. And 4th, to change the residency definition for purposes of the Ohio income tax on trusts. There were also 2 real property bills, Senate Bill 124, which changed the transfer on death designation from a deed to an affidavit, and House Bill 292, which prohibits transfer fee covenants. This is a burgeoning process in Florida and Texas where developers add a covenant that runs with the land that can sometimes cloud title. And then finally, House Bill 338 deals with appeals of BMV suspensions and permits the driver or the lawyer to settle all these disputes in one forum, either the municipal court or the BMV, rather than 3. So that was a fairly light, we normally probably enact 8 or 10 bills in a session. The 128th was a little bit less.
And Bill and Steve will be back next week to continue our talk about the 129th Ohio General Assembly.